Notion is a great tool, especially if you're great at tech and you're great at using these kind of tools that have a lot going on. But if you're looking for a simpler method, and I know a lot of local newsletter operators are, then I have an alternative I want to show you today. This is ResourceX. What you can do with this is through the week, as you see events, as you see news, as you talk to sponsors and advertisers, you can add these into a resource bank. And then what you're able to do is you're able to allocate those to particular days when your local newsletter is going out. And that means that you can use this tool throughout the week, build a bank of resources, get them allocated to the right days, and then when it comes to writing your newsletter, everything is in one place, especially with things like advertisers and sponsorships where you're going back and forth over email. So let me just show you how this works. So we're in Resource X, we go over to add resource, or you can click this button down here. This is how it looks. So let's imagine that we have organized a sponsorship or an ad with this business here. This is a restaurant. So all I would do is put in the resource title. So for this one here, I'm going to put in this bit. Now, what's also great about Resource X is we can actually have these public. On a public calendar, we could promote inside our newsletter, or we could have them private. So as I'm having this one public, everybody's going to see this in my calendar. Then that's my resource title. I then need a brief description. So for this one, I'm just going to take this information. But what I would probably do is I would run this through ChatGPT in order to turn it into a prompt. You've got 250 characters there. Now, what I'm going to do is I want to send everyone through to a link because I want to send them through to the website. So I'm just going to click link. You can see the URL pops up. I put that in there. And then I'm just going to click one of these. So let's just imagine that this is an advert. We've got this one here, promotion, that you can use for cross promotions. And then you've got sponsorships as well. And I said, if you want to make this private, so let's imagine I'm putting this together, but I'm waiting on a few more details. So let's say, for example, they might be organizing some kind of 20% off, but we haven't quite finalized that yet. Then I can just click this button and keep it as private because I'm not ready for people to see it yet. Then what I would be able to do is I can put any private notes here. This is kind of if you've got contact name, email addresses, any extra details, a reminder for you to do something like chase them on a Thursday, anything like that that you want to have in there, then that is private. What I'm doing then is I can just hit add resource, and what's going to happen is it's going to be added to my resource bank. So you can see it here. Now I can leave it here in the resource bank, that's absolutely fine, but I might know already which day this is going to go out on. So I'm pretty sure that this is going to go out next Thursday in my newsletter. So all I do then is I click on add to calendar. I click on the date. So let's say that I want this to go out on Thursday, and then I add it to my calendar. I can change all of this as well. If I go through to the calendar, I click here, I just go through to June, and I can see exactly where it is. So I've got this is the one I've just put in. And then I've also got this one here that's marked as my primary ad. So I've got two ads in my newsletter. And as I said, I can set these to public. So I can share my calendar with other people. So I can share on my Facebook page, my newsletter, for example, and people will be able to come through and see these events. If I've set them as private, then they don't show up on the public calendar, but they do show up in my calendar because I am logged in. So really, really useful tool. And I can just go through the week like that, finding advertisers, finding articles for my news section, events, just adding them in, and then I can come through to ResourceX and just take everything from this resource bank into my newsletter. Using AI is what I do in order to write the different sections. It's going to save me a ton of time. So if you think this is useful to you, check the link out in the description. Otherwise, watch this video and learn more about local newsletters. We'll see you in the next one.